Yale University professor Jason Stanley, who studies and publishes on fascism, is now moving to Canada. Why? Well, he worries the actions of U.S. President Donald Trump and his administration are pushing America closer to becoming a fascist dictatorship. And Jason Stanley is our guest this morning, joining us from Connecticut. Good morning.
Good morning.
You wrote a book that was titled How Fascism Works, The Politics of Us and Them. I'm curious to know, first of all, what markers are you seeing in the United States, in your country, that indicate to you America is headed in a dangerous direction?
Well, first of all, because I am in an educational institution, what I see is the attack on history, the attack on critical inquiry. They're really attacking our institutions. They're saying schools and universities should replace critical history by mythical history, a mythical past. And then, most importantly, not just in the educational institutions, but in all of our democratic institutions, schools and universities, the federal bureaucracy, the legal system, the media. There's a pervasive culture of fear. You've got ICE agents everywhere. You've got fear of, in many institutions, from the federal bureaucracy to the schools and universities, they're demanding adherence to a state ideology that abstracts from America's complex history. They're demanding a worship of the leaders. If you criticize Trump, if you criticize the party in power, you may very well lose your job in the United States today.
If you could place the United States on a spectrum of change, from liberal democracy to a fascist dictatorship, where would you place them?
We're in the midpoint right now.
What would you call that? What's that called?
I don't know if there's a technical name for it. We're beyond the point of a backsliding democracy. I mean, look, the president of the United States is targeting law firms he doesn't like. He's targeting professors he doesn't like. He's targeting his political opponents. He's using the apparatus of the state. This is an authoritarian country now. So we've got ICE agents everywhere. If you're not a citizen of the United States, you cannot speak out on social media. Right? I mean, if my colleagues, Yale is putatively an international institution. We are one of the great universities of the world. But the federal government is saying that if you're a non-citizen student or professor at the United States, at Yale University, and you tweet on social media some criticism of the government or the state ideology, you're at risk of losing your visa. That's an authoritarian country. And this is the first step. I mean, there's an old poem about this. First, they came for the communists, and I said nothing because I was not a communist. That's what we're seeing right now. If they can do this to non-citizens, the next step is citizens.
Jason, you are a citizen, and some have described you as an academic refugee. You are coming here to work at the Munk School of Global Affairs in the city of Toronto. Are you concerned that if you leave for these reasons, that you will not be allowed back?
Ugh, that would be bad. Of course, I'm concerned, but I hope that's not true. I mean, I have family here. It's an enormous decision to leave my home, but it's a decision I'm making because there's an incredible opportunity for Canadian universities, essentially to replace the greatness of American universities. And I'm hoping Canada sees that opportunity.
I'm curious to know, what was the turning point for you? Because you have studied this, and you've studied this in relation to President Trump from his first administration, but your body of work goes beyond that. It predates that. What was the moment for you when you decided, I have to get out of here, I need to take my skills to Canada?
Yeah, well, two reasons. First of all, I saw that the democratic institutions here are not correctly responding. Not just the universities. My own university has protected me and is doing everything it can to protect its scholars. But the universities are not collectively working together to stand up to an authoritarian regime. And when Columbia folded, that's when I accepted the job at the Munk School. But also, I really have to say, the University of Toronto, the Munk School, they have incredible plans. And academia is a meritocracy. And the best, academics like me who have the privilege and the opportunity to go to the institutions that have the brightest academic futures, like the University of Toronto today, we're going to take that opportunity.
Jason Stanley, pleasure to meet you, and best of luck to you as you make this transition. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.